Hi everyone, my name is Jing. Now I'm going to talk about my final research proposals topic and what I'm gonna do that. So my research proposals topic is the mainly focus on the implication of online classes. I want to discover how does these online classes um, reflects on Canadian high school students whose English is their second languages. In the introduction part, I will illustrate some background information about this topic and some literature review and past studies that former scholars did. Mm. Recently, Canada Ontario Province Minister of Education, called Stephen Lee, has made an announcement said that online courses has become a compulsory course for high school students to take. From 2023, students will need to take 2 online courses to graduate. And also, government plan to have 28 students per class, and the class range will be limited to 25 to 28. It's a news and that presently have. And in past studies, some researchers found that online classes have actually increased the positive effect on students, and it also increased the size of class. If there are more than 45 students, then the impact may be decreased. Also, some Russian researchers found that although online courses have some positive effect on students' academic level, and then it has some negative level on their interpersonal communication and leadership skills, especially like they are using a second languages. This paper will study the impact of online classes compared with regular class on Canadian non-native speaker students. This study attempts to find out whether these effects are more negative or positive to conclude, and then to conclude whether online classes are appropriate for international students in Canada. For me, my hypothesis is that online class will have more positive effect, but their verbal communication skills and social skills will decline. Yes, but actually, I will change my hypothesis here. Let's look down. So, my method and participants is followed. So I'm going to use the qualitative studies to do this research. And what I'm thinking right now is to use both observational and interview method. But I will maybe change or not change for my final research proposal. I'm kind of haven't decided yet. For the data collection, like researchers will be the non-participant observer, sit at the back of the chemistry class to see how long the students took the online course and whether they distract or like click fast forward or so on, this kind of thing, and then write down and record. And maybe they will also use the think aloud method to ask the student to talk and speak out what they are thinking while students they are watching the online course, and maybe record some field notes. And then for how I'm gonna analyze it is I'm gonna analyze the observational protocols results and also maybe analyze the interview results, and then combine these two results together to get um, a define a result. So participants here is for international students. They are from different countries, and there are 2 female and then 2 male. They are all grade 11 students, high school students, and they both have they have different selected course in this semester, but they all have the chemistry class. What I'm gonna do is sit at the back to watch them to see a online course about one chemistry class. And then for my third part is about the results. For my results part, I put three general ideas, and the reason I put these three ideas is about these three correlated with like non-native speakers. It's basically it's all covered about their language skills and words like this kind of thing. So I think it's more related with the maybe certain language speakers. The first one is the listening concentration. Um, the above graph is Rajiv is the grade 11 India boy, and then from the observational protocol and the the decoding, I found that there is something that distract him, like he used cell phone several times and make unnecessary communication in class. And when I interviewed him, he said that the teacher speaks faster than usual in class on the internet. It is difficult for me to hear clearly, and I don't know if it is the network connection or some problems, but the listening sense of the lecture is certainly not as clear as face-to-face. Yes. And then the results from words barrier. The participants I chose is from Kara's observational protocol. At 8:10, he's like used the think out method and said, "What did the teacher say? I don't know what she mean, but I can't stop to ask her." This is kind of similar to the above listening and concentration part. And then for here, what I mean is like she confused about unfamiliar words. When interviewed with Alberto, who is the Italian boy, he said that the advantage of taking online class is that I can watch them many times. There are many professional terms in chemistry class, which is difficult for me to understand at one time as an international student. It is very difficult for me to fully understand what the teacher is saying in the regular class, but then I can translate it from through the online course. So for here, I mean, they can watch the record of online course several times. It's very convenient for them to review and then go back and see what they didn't know in the class. So for the interpersonal communication, and like what I guess there is no communication or through with students through the observational results. So there is no like class distraction, things like that on the online course. And then interview with there are three interview parts proof through three children. This like Kim said that I feel I have less contact with my friends in the online class. I think it is we usually have lunch together after class, but now we don't have. Like, and then from Kara, she said, I feel that taking class online has distanced me from my friends. I used to look forward to the discussion in class because I want to listen to others' ideas. Also like the group activity because it made me no longer feel lonely. At that time, I feel that although I was an international student, I integrate into the local local environment. And I will put my focus on the discussion part. I will put more details and then write more things in here. But generally, I'm going to also talk about these three parts and then make some myself reflection on this part. So For listening concentrations, I think taking class online can be distracting. Without the teacher's supervision nearby, maybe the high school students are more likely to play with their mobile phones in class. And also, for the international students, they generally report that the effect of online lecture is not as good as face-to-face lecture. It is also difficult for students to use computers to take notes while they are watching the video. And because of the maybe network connection and some technology problem, it there will affect their sense of experience while watching the online class. And the second part is so actually about the words barrier. So some international students say that they miss the opportunity to raise their hands and then ask the questions in class. And some words they listen from teacher don't understand what they mean. So some students, however, some students think it is a good thing to take class online because they can watch the video repeatedly, through the recordings. This thing is very helpful for them to slowly understand the unknown things and then review at the end of the semester. The third part is about the interpersonal communication. Definitely, I will write more things about this kind of this part and then the whole discussion part later in my research proposal about like things. And the interpersonal communication is I will write like students generally report that online class reduce their interaction with classmates. Also, their communication skills are not as good as before, and also maybe like they feel like their environment in Canada maybe like far away from the native big environment. They may be more lonely and the sense of loss and this kind of thing. And then I will also talk about my limitation for this study. The first one is that there are only 4 students were interviewed and the research was not very comprehensive. So what I mean here is, I think this because I only interviewed 4 people, so I think maybe the results cannot be very generally or general and then proven. So it cannot represent the whole group of the non-native speaker. And the second part is that I just observed one chemistry class because of the time constraints. So there is no way to see the long-term effects of the online class. And the last part is about my references. For here, I only used the 3 references. And then maybe later I will try to find more scholarly articles and then news and then informations about that. And generally, this topic and the whole things, I'm still discovering and editing to find some drawbacks. So thank you. That's all my presentation. If you have something to tell me, and just please I'm very welcome to know what I have like no drawbacks and then things so that I can edit on my final research proposal. Thank you.